On the night of December 28, 1948, a Douglas DC-3 airliner, registration NC16002, embarked on a scheduled flight. It carried 29 passengers and 3 crew members, a total of 32 souls. This flight originated from San Juan, Puerto Rico, destined for Miami, Florida. It was a routine journey that suddenly transformed into one of aviation's most perplexing unsolved mysteries. During its flight, NC16002 vanished without a trace. No distress signals were ever received, and ground controllers heard nothing from the pilots as the aircraft disappeared from radar. Despite intensive search efforts following the disappearance on December 28, 1948, no wreckage, debris, or any sign of NC16002 or its 32 occupants was ever found. The ocean yielded no clues. The unexplained vanished reinforced the legends of the Bermuda Triangle, a notorious region where numerous ships and aircraft have reportedly disappeared. NC16002 added to its mysterious reputation. The official investigations never determined a probable cause for the loss of NC16002, leaving the incident unsolved. It became a haunting aviation puzzle, much discussed in its aftermath. Then, 9 years after the DC-3's unexplained disappearance, an astonishing event unfolded. A man emerged, claiming to be one of the passengers from the fated flight NC16002. This man was identified as Arthur Vance, reportedly a passenger on NC16002. His reappearance after nearly a decade ignited a firestorm of disbelief and overwhelming curiosity worldwide. Vance's first-person account described the chaotic moments following an unconfirmed incident aboard the plane. He detailed the immediate aftermath of the crash, or forced landing, into the vast ocean. He recounted the terrifying struggle to survive in the open water. Amidst the chaos, Arthur Vance managed to secure a floating object, battling against currents and the overwhelming isolation. Against all odds, after an unspecified number of days adrift, Vance was reportedly washed ashore on a desolate, uncharted island. His ordeal in the open sea had finally found a precarious end. Finding land offered the first glimmer of hope, but also presented enormous challenges. Vance had to quickly adapt to his new solitary existence, far from any help or human contact for 9 years. His immediate priority was finding a reliable source of fresh water. Vance employed his resourcefulness, digging for groundwater or collecting rainwater using large leaves and natural depressions. Food was another constant battle. Vance learned to identify edible plants, fruits, and berries within the jungle. He also developed rudimentary fishing techniques using improvised tools. To protect himself from the elements and nocturnal creatures, Vance constructed a basic shelter. He used palm fronds, driftwood, and vines, building a crude but effective refuge for his long solitary years. Vance's survival was a testament to his sheer resourcefulness. He learned to create fire without matches, fashion tools from stone and wood, and even craft clothing from plant fibers. Beyond the physical struggles, Vance faced a profound psychological battle. The isolation and complete lack of human contact threatened to break his spirit over his 9-year ordeal. Vance's account stresses the importance of maintaining hope. He kept himself occupied with daily routines, small projects, and holding on to the belief that rescue would eventually come, even after years. One intriguing theory surrounding Vance's survival, mentioned in some accounts, attributes it to a solar flare miracle. This suggests an unusual solar event played a role in the plane's disappearance or his rescue. The solar flare miracle hypothesis speculates that intense solar activity could have disrupted NC16002's navigational instruments and communications systems, leading to the plane losing its way. Some theories suggest such a flare might have caused unusual atmospheric conditions, potentially creating a temporary energy bubble or disorienting phenomena impacting visibility and direction during the flight. While intriguing, the solar flare miracle remains an unproven hypothesis. No scientific evidence directly links solar activity to the disappearance of NC16002 or Vance's eventual rescue. The story of NC16002 and Arthur Vance leaves many questions unanswered. How could a large aircraft simply vanish without a trace? Why was no wreckage ever found after the 1948 incident? Another critical question concerns the reliability of Arthur Vance's account. While compelling, without corroborating evidence or other witnesses, his story remains a singular, miraculous narrative. If Arthur Vance truly survived the crash of November Charlie 16002, what happened to the other 31 people aboard? his account does not specify the fate of the remaining passengers and crew members. The precise location of the isolated island where Vance spent 9 years remains a mystery. His descriptions, while vivid, have not led to the identification of the exact landmass. Crucially, Vance's account includes no mention of finding any remnants of NC16002 on his island, beyond potentially the debris he clung to. No large pieces of fuselage or wings were ever noted. Arthur Vance's story stands alone. Without physical evidence from the plane or testimony from other survivors, it remains an extraordinary tale of individual resilience against insurmountable odds and a persistent enigma. Aside from the solar flare miracle, conventional theories for NC16002's disappearance include navigational error. Pilots might have been disoriented in the vast open ocean due to equipment failure. Sudden and severe weather conditions are also often cited in Bermuda Triangle disappearances. Unforeseen storms could have overwhelmed the DC-3, forcing it down into the tumultuous sea. Mechanical failure, while unconfirmed, always remains a possibility for a 1948 flight. Engine trouble or structural issues could have led to a rapid descent, leaving no time for distress calls. A swift, catastrophic event could explain the lack of distress signals. If the plane suffered a rapid, uncontrolled descent, the crew would have had no opportunity to communicate their plight. Despite endless speculation and theories, no official body, including aviation authorities, has offered a definitive explanation for the disappearance of NC16002. The file remains open and unsolved. It's worth noting that the U.S. Coast Guard and institutions like Lloyd's of London do not officially recognize the Bermuda Triangle as a uniquely dangerous area. They don't charge extra fees to sail through it. Despite the enduring enigma of the plane, Arthur Vance's survival story shifts the focus from the aircraft's fate to the incredible tenacity of one individual who persevered for 9 years. His transformation from a passenger on a scheduled flight to a self-sufficient island survivor highlights the extraordinary human capacity for adaptation in dire circumstances. Maintaining sanity in complete solitude for 9 years is arguably Vance's greatest accomplishment. It required immense mental fortitude to overcome despair and maintain a sense of purpose. His daily rituals, from foraging to shelter maintenance, were not just about physical survival. They were crucial for his psychological well-being, imposing structure on an otherwise boundless existence. Vance's detailed accounts of his survival techniques could serve as a valuable guide for wilderness survival. From crafting tools to finding sustenance, his experience was a harsh, extended lesson. The details of Arthur Vance's rescue are as scarce as details of the crash. How he was eventually found after 9 years remains a less discussed, yet crucial part of his extraordinary story. Despite the mysteries, Arthur Vance's story as described offers a beacon of hope. It suggests that even in the most catastrophic events, individual human spirit and will to live can prevail. NC16002 remains one of aviation's eternal riddles etched in the annals of unsolved disappearances. Its story serves as a historical marker for the unforeseen perils of early air travel. The story's enduring popularity stems from the allure of the unknown. People are fascinated by tales that defy explanation, challenging our understanding of what is possible and impossible. Such stories can also inspire new research and critical thinking. They challenge scientists and historians to re-examine facts and push the boundaries of conventional understanding, seeking new evidence. Ultimately, the story of NC16002 is also a poignant tribute to the 31 other souls whose fate remains unknown. Their memory lives on within this enduring tale of mystery and survival. Arthur Vance, whether his story is entirely factual or partially embellished, has become a symbol. He represents the slim but persistent possibility of human triumph over overwhelming disaster and loss. The Douglas DC-3 itself holds a storied place in aviation history. Known for its robustness, its loss remains a stark reminder that even the most dependable aircraft are vulnerable to the elements. The flight NC16002 story has permeated popular culture, inspiring books, documentaries, and discussions about the Bermuda Triangle. It encapsulates humankind's eternal fascination with the unexplained. This extraordinary tale is passed down through generations, fueling campfire stories and internet forums alike. It serves as a stark reminder of nature's power and human vulnerability. NC16002 and Arthur Vance's alleged survival exist on the edge of the known map. They challenge us to consider the limits of our understanding and the vastness of the unexplored world. The tale tests our willingness to believe in the extraordinary. Do we rely solely on tangible evidence, or allow for the possibility of events that defy logical explanation, especially Arthur Vance's 9-year survival? The legacy of NC16002 extends beyond its disappearance. It's a gripping narrative combining the terror of loss with the marvel of purported survival, echoing through decades of aviation lore. What do you believe about NC16002 and Arthur Vance? Share your thoughts on this astonishing mystery below, and subscribe for more intriguing stories from the depths of human history and aviation.